Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all good. We're back with another one, as I say, and I think this is no, it's not the final one from the Trembling Madness order that I placed, but it is the final Sierra Nevada beer. So I've given it away, the brewery, and in this one we are taking a look at a big old beer. Now, the last one I done of theirs, which was a crazy little thing, hazy double IPA at 8%, was quite a boozy number, quite a strong number. I wouldn't say it was along the standard lines of a double IPA, and the one we are looking at now is probably its bigger brother. And this one, like I say, from Sierra Nevada, is their Atomic Torpedo Imperial IPA. It's in a British pint can, 560ml, and this is coming in at a whopping 9.2% ABV. So I am expecting a big old beer here. There's the artwork on the can. Typical sort of Sierra Nevada, really. They do tend to be sort of along them sort of lines. Now, this cost me £6.50 from Trembling Madness. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It is a full pint can. It is a big ABV beer, and it has probably been imported into the UK. Well, it has been imported into the UK. So yeah, we're going to give it a go. And like the last occasion, it is going in my Sierra Nevada glass, which is a half pint glass. So at least I'm going to have another half a pint left afterwards. Let's hope it's good. Let's get it cracked open. It has been in the fridge, which is probably a little bit cold, maybe. Feels nice and cold, but that could be a bad thing. But we will see. I've only had one beer before this, and this is a good chance this will probably be me last. Well, it won't be me last. I know what I'm like. I'll probably have one more after this, but yeah, I won't be drinking lots tonight. It is a school night, and with a big pint can of 9.2%, you don't want too many. So, beer in a glass. There we go. There is a stream of carbonation going up the middle, as you can see. We've got just about a finger of compact, sort of, for me it looks like it's got a goldy tinge in the head, but I'm not sure if it is. We'll call it white. Slightly hazy, and it's sort of like golden amber in colour. I've read nothing on the can. I don't think it's giving much away anyway. So, Sierra Nevada, let's dive in with the nose first, actually. Let's have a sniff. Okay. What am I getting from it? I'm not getting that typical sort of double IPA sort of aroma. It's an imperial IPA. Is it a different thing? I don't know. Hoppy. It smells very sort of, again, I think I've probably said this with the other one. It smells very much sort of supermarket, sort of double IPA. Hoppy, maybe a little bit of sort of like a marmalade feel going on in there. Grapefruit maybe. But I wouldn't say I'm picking a massive amount up off it. Possibly my nose as well. So rather than talk, let's dive in on Sierra Nevada's Atomic Torpedo Imperial IPA. Imperial IPA, 9.2% ABV. Cheers. Ooh, that's a boozy number. But you know what? Cool, there's a bit of warm in there. From what I can remember of the last Sierra Nevada beer I done, I think this is nicer on my initial thought. Let's go in again. %9.2%. Again, the beer doesn't have sort of like a 9.2% sort of body to it. It is quite weighty. Gentle carbonation. I'm not going to say minimal to none. There is some fizz in there, but it doesn't overpower the sort of beer and make it rough in the mouth. So the mouth feels quite smooth as well. Yeah, it's got that sort of supermarket double IPA feel to it, but you don't get supermarket double IPAs generally at sort of like 9.2%. It feels a little bit double punk to me. That sort of, I'm not going to say it's anything like that, but it's drinking it has just reminded me of that, and that's what I mean by the sort of double IPA sort of supermarket thing. Definitely leaves a warming. I'm gonna wait for the tastings to come, but it definitely leaves you warming, and that sort of builds up and builds up. You do feel the strength. It feels like a strong one. I'm not necessarily going to say it feels like 9.2%. That said, now it's sort of building up a little bit more. So I think initially at the start you feel that it's a stronger beer. And initially I kind of think, well, it's not really showing 9.2%. The longer it's in you, the more that sort of 9.2% builds up. So it is warm, it is quite strong. Now, not the initial taste, but just after you take a mouthful, it's very much sort of orange marmalade sort of taste to it. That's the sort of feel I'm getting, that sort of malty orange marmalade sort of feel. Yeah, I think initially when you first taste it, you definitely get that sort of alcohol taste to it, that overpowering alcohol taste, which isn't the nicest thing. And I sort of had this with the Bowler's Brewery beer that I'd done the other day. That though was only 5.7%. This is 9.2%. You know, we're talking like another 3.5% on top. See, although it's not pleasant in this beer, or particularly pleasant, nor is it massively off-putting, but also at the same time, 3.5% is a massive difference in ABV. Yeah, malty, sweet, sort of alcohol sweetness when you've got quite a strong beer. Orange marmalade thing. For me on the back end, there's a little tickle of grapefruit. What do I think of it? I've got to be honest, I mean, it's all right, but I just think the initial thing I was saying I prefer this over the other one. Now, there's some nice flavours in there, but for me with this, I think the alcohol is just that bit too high. For the flavours that you're getting from it, the alcohol sort of takes over from the beer. And it takes a little bit away from what the beer is. The actual flavours in there are quite nice. That maltiness, that very much sort of, we call it craft sort of IPA, but these days it sort of isn't. You get that sort of malty, marmalade, orange, grapefruit thing. I think that's become a sort of standard thing. Yeah, the initial taste, you do get a little bit of that. You do, like I said, you do get that sort of strong sort of alcohol taste, but it's not off-putting. The off-putting bit does sort of come a little bit afterwards. I'm probably contradicting myself in this video because that initial taste is kind of nice, but then you do get that sort of, it's hard, but really I would say for this beer there's some nice flavours, but I think they've gone too high with the alcohol, and I think that's the sort of downside to this beer. It sort of takes over a bit, and this probably at about 7% would be lovely. but I think they sort of overcooked it with the alcohol. But I'll drink it. It's definitely not sort of majorly off-putting, but it's not the best experience I think you could have had with it. But yeah, I'll drink it. You got to try it, and yeah, Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo Imperial IPA, 9.2%. It's a beast. Do you know what? I still, even now, pardon me, even now, I'm still thinking off the top of my head, I think I do prefer this one over the other one. It's a confusing review. I've probably confused myself more than I have you. Anyway, I'm going to end it there. There you go. There's my thoughts on this beer. If you've had it before, let me know what you thought of it. If you're thinking of getting it, make sure you like it boozy, make sure you like a bit of warmth, and make sure you like them strong. That's it for this one. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and Basil, we'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.